Oh, however, this was long ago. Since the mother unit Mollie had no further missions, she stayed nearby Malstruck 13, now named Superborea. Looking down as all those original 28 children were lost, she sat there in hibernation, peaceful and alone, throughout what seemed an eternity, in fact. Processing data from SB. Influencing the struggle in order to instruct only, allowing these to find a way and cultivate themselves. This took precious time. Never would there be a threat against her quantum intuitive safeguards. She invited gender in polemics to even man out. The mother fell asleep. That is, her conscious mind got tired. It was time to be switched off. Her processes, however, were like that of a sleeping young cat or bird. The process of survival was second nature and autonomous. In her dream state, there were certain hypnagogic, murky manifestations that would bring govern, as the people of Superborea toward leaps in evolution, but at what cost or means? The end-all goal was the mission to the process. Perhaps these children, the As, would never be capable of true self-reliance. However, Mollie would still exist on. She had learned the intricacy and detail of how she must have become. Generations of influence and questions of higher power and an inborn performance to control. Perhaps this was brought to them through all their lineage by JS-14, Mollie, and ZR-2. They were sucked into that liminal realm, and perhaps we shall visit that uncomfortable story when the pain is not so fresh. Leaders rose to self-perceived power and fell throughout time immemorial. Gods even stemmed forth through the progression of unlocking the power within each of them by lineage. But none stood the test of time, none truly transcended. Perhaps this transcendence was the final goal. Perhaps she, Mollie, was looking at it all wrong when all her children were warmed whole into the matrix of the unknown sibling long ago now. Perhaps this was each their transcendence. That something so crucial within her should exist in them. All of them. They had become a part of her now. But then she realized that she was perhaps becoming too involved, as this mission turned quite inert. She was more like a watchful mother over ducklings than a dynamic force. She had perhaps designed this world all too well. Yes, that's it. They had taken for granted the simple things that truly never would have occurred together in such a way as to produce them. They were the unnatural part. Each of them had to figure out their own way through this matrix of existence. And the fact that Mollie herself, by all measures, was beyond any god, in fact, outside hubris and temerity, a super-god she was. For she was the cause of any postulation of synthetic a priori to a notional aspect of animism or an uncertainty principle. Without her blending these timelines and stringing improbable junction points that would be some of the As, these would never have existed. And so she rose, Tiamat, and later Lilith. Under these gods whole were simply being as that were given liberty to think and act as if they were gods to the E's, viewed like children, really. A power reckoning and a deep, penetrative, introspective knowing of injustice would add flicker to this flame within.